What's up, beautiful people? DH here. It's been a journey to get back on here, and that's exactly what spurred me to do this video about finding balance in transition or finding balance in life. And if we can think of balance, it's, the scale, right? Like there's not a tipping point in the scale. Balance is equality, right? And so what does that even mean? What I feel balance is peace. When we feel peace, we're just neutral. We are relaxed. We are calm. We are embodying love and connection. And so a little bit about why I want to do something about balance is because this is something that I seek. I'm seeing this as an opportunity that I know is there for me because I'm being pulled in the direction of it, but I don't have it yet. It's something that I need to create. And so some of the ways that I know for a fact that you can create balance are serving yourself first, prioritizing yourself, setting some intentions on how we or you can take control over what you really have, which is you. We are the only version of us. We are responsible for us. And yet I know it's easy to blame the outside world or project everything on the outside world of why we are the way we are or why our circumstances are the way they are. We have to take ownership of ourselves. So with that is, when are we serving self? Because we do know, and statistically, and also I know from my personal experiences, if I serve myself last, everybody's just getting the crumbs of me. I may be acknowledging it all, but it's not of the highest and greatest good for the universe or for myself because I'm not starting at the root. I'm not starting within myself. So if I start with self, meaning I wake up 30 minutes earlier, which means I might have to go to bed 30 minutes earlier so I can wake up 30 minutes earlier. And that 30 minutes is all about self-love. And it can be, I've shared it many times, I use the Savers program by Hal Elrod, The Miracle Morning. You can create your own version or you can use that one, but what is your vision when you wake up in the morning to serve yourself? If the first thing that you do is to check your email and log in, that's cool, but is that your daily thing? How are you serving yourself if you go right into serving others? So with what I do is I spend some time in silence and stillness. I don't go in with an agenda. I can sometimes set my alarm for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and I just sit in stillness with my eyes closed and I bring in light energy, bring in good energy, bring in positive vibes. And with the bringing of the positive vibes, I'm energetically communicating to let go of any density. Maybe it's work that I didn't get done yesterday. Maybe it's events that I have coming up that I am not prepared for yet. Maybe it's family related things like I need to go grocery shopping, or there's this, I need to take my daughter here or there. It could be the littlest of things. However, when we wake up into our day, if we can come into a place of stillness, peace, and quiet and balance, which is just self-love, right? We will notice that the things around us will change. And since yesterday can't be changed and tomorrow can't really be changed, it can be influenced by our energies today. How can we come into presence? And I truly believe in finding balance. Much of it is self-love. Much of it is how are we serving ourselves. It's easy to serve outside of us. So what are you doing today to serve yourself? What are some of the daily practices that you can do? Some of the daily practices I do, again, I find stillness. I have a bare minimum for physical activity every single day. Would I like to go to the gym every day? Probably. Would I like to go for a couple mile run? Would I like to, maybe do some CrossFit workouts? Yeah, I'd love to do all those things, but my schedule as of right now with the transition isn't there. So I can't just set this expectation of what I want, knowing I can't get it. I have to find in my day ways to activate that same stimulus to get accomplished so I can move forward and I can create the impact that I'm meant to create for the universe and for myself. And as I'm now back working like an 8 to 5 frame with my position, then I need to find other opportunities to accommodate myself because I don't necessarily have the flexibility that I used to. I've been an entrepreneur the last 7 years. So just working with what you have, many times it's sacrifice or a compromise. It's an investment. So waking up 30 minutes earlier or going to bed 30 minutes earlier is an investment in yourself. And again, that's a microcosm of how we serve ourselves. If we're burning the candle at both ends, we're not serving ourselves, but we are serving everybody else. and we will eventually get burned out. And that's why much of our planet, 70% of disease is chronic. It's things that they could have controlled. It's things that they could have improved, whether it be nutrition, diet, exercise, water intake, but it's also the emotional health, the spiritual health, the financial health. All these things are connected. They're all interwoven together. So I guess the premise of this message, or the note of this message, or the root of this message, the common denominator, is to serve yourself. Every day, make it an intention. And if you don't know what that means, get a piece of paper and say, how can I serve myself? You can close your eyes, you could visualize it. What are some ways that you can go inward? What are some ways that you can spend a few minutes alone? Is what you're putting in needing to change? Are you putting yourself in circumstances and situations that are no longer raising your vibration? They're slowing you down. Connecting with nature. Connecting with self. So I encourage you guys all to evaluate where you are currently and how you're currently serving yourself. Are you finding time for presence? Are you finding time for stillness? Are you finding time for silence? Are you closing these off? Are you closing these off not just when you sleep, but are you closing them off to clear the energy in between tasks, in between responsibilities? If all we have is right here and right now in this moment, stop waiting. Stop carrying yesterday, but also stop waiting for the future to come with some miraculous gift. When you can tune into it by closing your eyes and focusing on your breath and bringing that energy in, and then carrying it with you, and loving yourself, choosing yourself. As you choose yourself, you change the world. The old story is that we're selfish. You're selfish if you choose yourself. If you pick you, you're selfish. That was a program. If we don't serve ourselves, how are we supposed to show up for everybody else in our truth, in our divinity, in our highest version, greatest version of ourself? A friend of mine sent a video today. She was getting a pedicure, and she had said to me, this just feels so good. I don't know why I don't do this more often. How does that apply to anything? And it's funny, as I'm doing this video, she just messaged. My point is, if it feels good and you love it, find whatever that is, that energy, and follow it. And I promise you will find balance, you will find peace, you will find love, you'll find harmony in your life, and all the things around you that are connected to your physical, mental, spiritual, financial, emotional health will start to expand and elevate and improve, and life becomes even more beautiful because you become present and grateful for what you have. So I love you all. I know this is a long video, but hopefully it strikes a chord for you, or maybe it strikes a chord for somebody else, and please share it. Feel free to like it. Much love to all of you guys. Have a beautiful day.